Hey there, Weekend Confirmers. It's time once again for your question of the week. Today's question is sent in by @SinisterInfant, which, in my opinion, is redundant. All infants are sinister. Okay, Sinister Infant asks, Need for Speed / Burnout, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed. Is anyone getting annual releases right? That is a very good question. I have to think that it depends on what you define getting it right as. Because certainly they're getting it right if you're thinking about feeding the beast, feeding that hungry fan base that wants more Call of Duty, that wants an update every year of their new leaderboards, new weapons, new scenarios, new maps, all that stuff. If you want to feed that beast in terms of continuing that Assassin's Creed story, I think Assassin's Creed franchise did a pretty interesting thing with their annual release, where they come out with a sort of tentpole numbered sequel and then have iterations on that continue that character's story. And now we're seeing 3 come out, start a new tentpole, and I'm assuming we'll have annual releases there. For my money, none of that stuff is particularly compelling. I like to miss a franchise a little bit. Do I enjoy Call of Duty every year? Do I love the fact that there's going to be another Need for Speed from Criterion this year? Yes, of course. I'm going to have fun with all those games. But I do feel like the churn is destined to fatigue me at some point. We certainly saw it with rhythm games. I mean, I know that's an easy dead horse to beat, but I don't think that that's far off. I mean, sports franchises have always sustained an annual release, but that's dealing with teams every single year that are renewed because of the real world situation. So I'm not a fan of the annual release schedule, no matter what the franchise is. I do enjoy missing a game. I love the fact, I know I'm going to bring this up again, and people will say, oh, you're only having the one example, but Diablo. It's a game that I've missed, and man, it's so great to play it again. Yes, it's like Diablo 2 in a lot of ways, but holy crap, it's been so long since we've had a new one of those games. That means something. It means something. Even Halo feels a little more special when we get a big Halo coming out every couple of years. But I can't fault, if they're going to do annual updates of these franchises, I think the way Activision has set things up, alternating between development studios with Call of Duty and alternating between sort of stylistically differentiated arms of that franchise, I think that they've done a pretty decent job, and I think the multiplayer is interesting enough every time that it's going to keep people wanting more and keep people want that annual dose. And like I said, Assassin's Creed has done a great job. So it's a double-edged sword. I do wish I could miss these franchises a little more than I do, but I can't really fault how it's happening so far. I'm interested to hear what you think. Comment on this video. Let me know. Are you fatigued by annual franchises? Certainly sales aren't showing that for either of those 2 franchises that we mentioned. But is that what's in store for them? We'll see. Thanks for the question, and we'll see you next week.
Certainly less. We're going to talk about it as a controller because that's what it really is.
Yeah, of course, I've already got it all figured out up here. I've got my main character. His name is
how much they like to kind of hide under this, this umbrella of whimsy.
Trademarked yet. How could I do that? And then, of course, the setup is that
I don't think we're going to see
everything has kind of wide up.
Keep in mind that I like shows like
doesn't translate necessarily into practical application in video stuff, and I think it really continued this year.